Hello everybody, welcome to Sensible Fitness, and in today's video I'm going to take a look at how much fat you can actually lose in a week. Now I'm basically going to be talking about how much fat you can lose if you're in a long-term diet. I'm not going to be talking about these crash diets or these quick fix methods where you basically eat foods, or rather cut out foods that retain water, or just cut out all food entirely just to cause massive short-term weight loss. I'm going to talk about if you're going to be in a consistent caloric deficit for a long period of time, how much weight can you expect to lose per week? As always, if you want to lose fat, be in a consistent caloric deficit. That's the only way to lose fat, is to be in a caloric deficit. So what is a healthy caloric deficit? Personally, I would say it's around 200 to 500 calories. Now, you don't want to keep it below 200 because obviously, especially as a beginner, you could be making mistakes in terms of counting your calories, or you could make mistakes in estimations. Even if you don't make mistakes, there could be variability in how much calories you're consuming or burning. So 200 would basically be the minimum amount of caloric deficit that you would want to have. And although 500 need not necessarily be your maximum, you could be in a higher caloric deficit, of course. But generally, having a caloric deficit higher than 500, at max 600, it sort of becomes difficult to maintain week on week on week, and most people usually stay around the 350 to 400, at max 500 mark, consistently at least. So in the long run, most people usually stay within the 200 to 500 bracket. Now, assuming the best case scenario, assuming that you are in a consistent caloric deficit of 500 calories per day. Now that means that over a week, over 7 days, you are burning 3,500 calories. And this is assuming that you are able to actually maintain a net deficit of 500 calories each and every single day, which usually doesn't happen. Now, we all know that to burn a kg of fat, you have to be in a net caloric deficit of approximately 7,700 calories. So in a week, if you burn 500 calories per day, you will be burning about half a kg, probably a bit less than that. So about 0.5 kgs of fat per week, that's about 2 kgs per month. And this is of course assuming the best case scenario that you can actually maintain 500 calories per day, which, let's be honest here, most of us cannot really maintain that day on day on day. So it might actually even be lower than just half a kg per week. It might be around 0.2 to 0.3 kgs per week, especially in the long run. Now, this is of course for just fats. So just how much body fat you have. If you're in a net caloric deficit of 500 kilocalories, you will burn about 0.5 kgs of fat. Your weight may not accurately reflect this. For example, if I don't have carbs for a day, let's say that I don't have sodium, then my body will not retain as much water as it used to. Because of that, my weight will actually go down drastically, but that of course in the long run means nothing. Because the second I eat carbs again, and the second I eat some sodium, my body will again continue to retain that weight. When you weigh yourself, can also change the weight. For example, if I were to weigh myself after I just woke up in the morning, obviously my stomach is empty, I haven't had any water, so my weight will be lower than if I were to weigh myself after, say, having a heavy lunch. So you may be losing fat, and that may not be reflected as much in your weight, or of course it could be the other way around as well. You may be losing a little bit of fat, but your weight might be dropping drastically. Either of these scenarios isn't really a sign of long-term fat loss. It's just short-term fluctuations in weight, which is of course natural and happens to everyone. So to conclude, if you're in a consistent caloric deficit every day for a week of about 500 calories per day, then every week you will lose about 0.5 kg of fat, and every month you will lose 2 kilograms of fat. And that is of course the ideal scenario. Thank you very much for watching. that was the video on how much fat you can lose per week. If you like the video, like, share, and subscribe. Please do click the bell icon to be notified every time a new video drops. Please also follow the channel on all other social media platforms as well. If you're interested in conversations about music, please do check out the Basic Trouble podcast. Once again, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you all next time. Goodbye.